When you want visibility, you have to be willing to show up. So says our expert today, Stephanie Redcross-West. Stephanie is a go-to expert on visibility. She's been in the vegan space for quite a while. She's been a marketing expert for a long, long time. Founder and owner of Vegan Mainstream, Stephanie is one of the go-to people when you want to know how to get visibility, specifically through live streams. Anything video, she knows what to do. So stick around. VLynn and I today are having a conversation with this amazing expert on how you can gain visibility through live streaming and joining in on the summit. So stick around.
Welcome to the Vegan Visibility Podcast Show, where your host, Kathleen Gage, shines the spotlight on vegan and plant-based businesses and entrepreneurs from all walks of life committed to cruelty-free eating, healthy lifestyles, animal compassion, and the environment. Enjoy the show.
Well, one more time, we have a rock star. And this expert actually has been around for quite a while. We'll be introducing her shortly. You can see her if you're on the video. But it's no big secret that we're talking with Stephanie Redcross-West, who is with Vegan Mainstream. And I am Kathleen Gage, the host of the Vegan Visibility Podcast Show. I am here with my associate, my good friend, and my business partner, VLynn Hawkins. VLynn, take it away.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. This is our podcast show where we are featuring one of our amazing summit guest experts. And I'm loving this because I've been following Stephanie Redcross-West for a good while now, finally getting to meet her. And I am VLynn Hawkins, the host of the Health, Wisdom, and Wealth Show. Powerful conversations for living your best life using lifestyle and food as medicine. And we are bringing this summit to you and some of our amazing experts. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about anything except our guest. And I've just got one question for you so that we can open this all up. How did you get on this journey? Did you start as a little girl thinking you were going to save the world, or how did you get started here?
Well, I probably would say the seeds were planted through my childhood. I grew up in an entrepreneurial family. So therefore, I saw what it looks like to run your own business, some of the investment it takes to have a successful business, and also what it's like to have a dream and, see my parents kind of take their dreams and help them come true. So I think that spirit was always in me, but I also wanted to get some training, some grounding. So I did go through kind of taking a couple jobs in corporate America and so forth. And through that experience and through my childhood, I really just wanted to bring some of that together, but do it for something that meant something to me. Like, I love working, I love business, I love marketing. Like, I'm just all out nerdy about it. Like, it just gets me excited. And the idea is, what I'm excited about, can I use that to change the world? Can I do that to save animals? And for me, the answer was yes, yes, yes. And that's when I started my business and started Vegan Mainstream, because the idea for me is accessibility. We really want to make sure that vegan products and services are within reach. And by having, business like mine, and there's many others out there as well who, help kind of extend that dream of mine, of helping people really find out that we can truly create a vegan world by having the services and products that can support the lifestyle.
I love that because there are a lot of people that come into this space as nutritionists, authors, speakers, coaches, consultants, and they have a big dream in their heart, but they have no clue how to market. And many of us who are marketers, I've had my business 28 years. When I first really thought of rebranding my business to Vegan Visibility, I thought I should become a nutritionist. And then I realized, oh, that's like not my deal. And yet there's a lot of nutritionists who really need to get that visibility so that they can impact the world, and authors and consultants. And so that's really why we're bringing the summit to people, and we're making it available absolutely free for the first 3 days so that anybody and everybody can benefit from the amazing information from people like you, Stephanie. So during the summit, what will you be talking about?
Well, I think that's a perfect kind of segue into my topic because many of us want visibility. Many of us are saying that we want people to know what I can do for them, how I can help them. We're all sometimes feeling like we're like the best kept secret, and that doesn't create growth in a business. So what I love talking about, and specifically what we're going to be talking about in the summit, is about live streaming, about how do you use live streaming as a tool to kind of unlock the door so that not only do more people know about who you are and what you do, but they also have an opportunity to create that like two-way street. There's a lot of marketing out there that doesn't always create that two-way street, like where we get to interact with our community and our community gets to interact with us in a business. Or often when we run our businesses, we get so bogged down that sometimes we're so far behind the scenes, working on payroll, working on typing up an email, doing a guide, even meeting with clients, that we're not always out in the world talking to clients, talking to previous clients. And what I love about live streaming is that it opens up that opportunity to talk, to communicate, to connect, to educate. And therefore, you have not just like another marketing tool on your kind of at your fingertips, I would say, is you have this like multifaceted a way to drive sales, to drive awareness, to support people, to answer questions, to show your expertise. And I probably could go on and on. So maybe let me stop in case you want to jump in with another question.
Well,
but I just think,
yeah, I actually do want to let people know where they can sign up for the summit. And again, it's absolutely free from November 16th through 18th, and you can sign up right now. So all you need to do is go to veganvisibility.com/summit 2022 Stephanie. That's veganvisibility.com/summit 2022 Stephanie. Go ahead and sign up, and you will enjoy over a dozen experts who we all are sharing our expertise on something that you can do to gain visibility. So VLynn, what would be your next question for Stephanie?
Probably, what is the biggest challenge that your clients face within this visibility space? And we're talking live streaming, but give us an example of one of the biggest challenges that most of your clients come to you with.
Yeah, I would say number one challenge for a lot of people is where to start. They feel overwhelmed. There's so many options, so many ways to market. Also, you hear these amazing stories of how people have done A, B, and C and got this result. So often people struggle with, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do what that person did? And therefore, they kind of get into a space where they don't know what to do. So they sit on the sidelines, or they try to do a little bit of everything and they don't get that expertise. And when it comes to live streaming becomes one of those options kind of in the bucket, let's say. Like if we were pulling out tools, live streaming is one of them. And what I will understand is that when you're trying to decide what tool to use, when you're trying to figure out how to grow your business, what you're really looking for is a tool that allows you to kind of go one to many, meaning it's a tool that allows you to create content quickly. It's a tool that allows you to create content that can be used in multiple ways. It's a tool that helps you educate. It's a tool that helps you nurture. And by helping people see that live streaming becomes one of those like optimal tools, is because what it does is it starts to become a solution as opposed to just another tool in the bucket. And I really hope as people are thinking about signing up for the summit, as people are even listening to us today, that you see this opportunity to join the summit so that you can not only hear from different experts like myself, but help you make that decision. And if you are struggling, I absolutely think this summit is a perfect place for many of you out there because you can get some of those insights that can help you make better decisions and make sure you get the most out of your marketing and the most out of your time in your business.
I love that. And I have to tell you that I am one of those people that I get real intimidated by technology, which is kind of interesting because I'm a digital marketer. I have been since the late 90s. And yet the technology part of it can sometimes be overwhelming. I remember when I first started texting, I I avoided it like the plague. It was like, oh, no, I can't text. And people were saying, all you do is press a button. But it was somewhat overwhelming until I did it. And that's the whole idea with what you'll be teaching in the summit. Where do you see that people get blocked with that overwhelm and that intimidation? Because I actually was one of those with live streaming also. And people are surprised to hear that. They go, oh, Kathleen, you're so out there. You're so visible. You do this, that, and the other. And yet I go through the monkey brain that says, oh, what do you think you're doing? You don't know what you're doing, and yada, yada. So I go to the experts. I go to people like you, Stephanie, and I say, okay, teach me what to do. So where is that first big obstacle people deal with? And what would be one little step that they could take besides signing up for the summit, obviously, because you're going to take them step by step. But what's one little thing that they could do?
Absolutely. So one of the major obstacles is really you touched on it. Most people have a little bit of doubt, either in their topic or their ability to express themselves on video. You know, they feel that pressure to perform, and therefore they're already feeling a ton of pressure in their business. So they're like, Stephanie, I can't take anything else that puts more weight on my shoulders. Or people are just a little bit unsure of how they want to communicate, how often they want to communicate, and how they want to show up. And I understand that that can be challenging. And then on top of it, like you said, the tech. So yes, there's tech to learn, but if you're already nervous and unsure, and then you're like, I clicked the button and it didn't work, you know, it can land anyone in a pool of sweat. So I think a lot of it is helping people understand that, number one, we all go through it. I think that's one big thing I would even say not only take away from today, but we'll talk about that even more in the summit. So if you have some fears, some doubts, some concerns, please sign up for the summit, because I think you're going to really benefit for some of the methodologies that I'm going to talk about in my presentation. But what I also want people to realize is that just like everything we do in life, it's one step at a time. I think sometimes we look at people who've been live streaming for like 2 or 3 years, and we think we have to be where they are. And the idea is that there's nothing wrong with where you are, where you start. There's nothing wrong with who you are and where you are and how you look on camera. Because guess what? If I met you at a conference or I met you at a coffee place, we would just see each other. We'd hang out and talk. So often what I tell people to do is think of live streaming as a live event. Think of live streaming as bumping into someone at the Animal Rights Conference. Think of live streaming as seeing somebody or meeting somebody for coffee. You're just doing it in a virtual space. So if you'd rather do it with company, bring a friend along. If you'd rather do it with an expert, interview an expert. There's a lot of different ways that you can layer on your live streaming to help you build that comfort level so you don't feel like you're doing it alone, and also allow you to just get started. And then over time, you can go into other facets of live streaming. At times, you can get fancier and fancier with your live streaming, but start with one platform, bring a friend, I think is one of the best 2 things you can do to just get started.
Wonderful. And bring a friend to the summit too. And to sign up, all you need to do is go to veganvisibility.com/summit 2022 Stephanie. That's veganvisibility.com/summit 2022 Stephanie. And in closing, VLynn, what are your final thoughts, and what final question do you have for Stephanie?
My final thoughts are, you want to be there. With what Stephanie has shared with us just today, there's some nuggets that you got and more yet to get. So we'll be looking for you on the inside of the summit. And in the meantime, Stephanie, what is the one thing that you would like to leave our audiences with? That piece of advice that, you know, you've already said, join us in the summit, but that piece of advice that you just want to put on somebody's heart to say, you can do this?
Absolutely. I would say 2 pieces, maybe I would say, is number one, when you want visibility, you have to show up. So I want everyone to challenge yourself, or maybe we do it as a collective, ourselves, to always show up in our business, because it's hard to ask for something and you're not truly visible. Like, people have to see you. And I know that maybe sounds like, of course, that's what I want. But often when I talk with a lot of entrepreneurs and I look at their week, many of them have not shown up. People haven't seen them, they haven't talked to them, they haven't interacted with their community and so forth. So you have to show up for that visibility to happen. And what I also want to recommend, just from a maybe inspiration or motivational piece, is that showing up and being visible is a beautiful thing. It is an opportunity for people to hear directly from you, unfiltered, changed, unclipped. What's beautiful about live is people get to hear why you started your business. People get to hear what matters to you. People get to hear the work you're doing. People get to hear directly from you how you're changing the world. So I want people to not only continue to keep changing the world as entrepreneurs, business owners, or maybe aspirational ones as well, but I also want you to realize that things like live streaming, and what I'm really excited about teaching in the summit, is how you can use live streaming to make sure that the world knows about the great work that you're doing, and so that you can continue to help more and more people.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm just so grateful, and I feel so blessed to be among such greatness as people like you, Stephanie, VLynn, all the other experts in the summit. I am truly humbled because I know that we're changing the world, and sometimes we don't think it's fast enough. And yet when you look at the progress that we've made and we will continue to make, this is why I do what I do. Thank you so much for your time today. And to everybody watching and listening, thank you. Be willing to play big. Don't play small anymore. Get sweaty palms, go out there and make a difference in the world. And with the summit and all the teachings, you will be able to do it. This is Kathleen Gage, wishing you a great day.
You've been listening to the Vegan Visibility Podcast Show. Be sure to subscribe to get notified when the next episode is live. And we always appreciate reviews. Join us next time for more inspiration, education, and motivation to build your business one cruelty-free and healthy person at a time.